Hey guys, TheSgtSloth again, and this is Transformers War for Cybertron Tactics, the series where I talk about stuff and pretend I know what I'm talking about. So anyways, today I'm playing the Soldier. This is the class that basically takes anybody who has a pair of hands to play. It's really not that complicated. All you have to do is walk around and shoot at stuff. The Soldier is possibly the most the most combat-oriented class. He's less about using strategy and tactics and, clever and sneakery, trickery type stealthy stuff like every other class. He's more about just straight up stomping on your face. And so I'm using the Scrapmaker X12, which is one of my favorite guns of the Soldiers. Well, actually, it's the only gun of the Soldiers I use. It's incredibly powerful. The only thing that offsets its power is the fact that you have to wind it up to use it to its full ability. You can't just start shooting it right away. And here I meet up with my arch nemesis, Inspector Gadget, who decided to use Go-Go Gadget Fist. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but anyways, so the Scrapmaker, as I was saying, very powerful, but the problem is a little slow to wind up. So what I like to do when I'm using the Scrapmaker is, if I know there's an enemy behind a corner somewhere, I will start pre-firing it, so holding down the trigger and shooting off before actually turning around that corner. And this will usually help me catch that person off guard. For instance, they're probably, if they know I'm coming, they're probably waiting for me with a shotgun, or they've got like a weapon that shoots automatically, like a Neuron assault rifle, which, well, most soldiers don't use. The Neuron assault rifle, by the way, another soldier weapon, still really powerful. It beats the Scrapmaker in terms of not damage, but it's got better accuracy, so less spread when you're firing people, so it's much easier to get headshots. And of course, you don't have to pre-fire it, so it's a lot easier to use. And a few times in this game, you'll see me just sort of hanging out with my teammates, trying to steal some of their kills. A lot of these fights I would have probably lost, but the fact that they were weakened by my teammates, I was able to overpower them with the Scrapmaker. You see, I'll say a lot of the times the Soldier is an incredibly gifted class, but at the same time, he shines especially well when picking off of the spoils of your teammates. And by that I mean kill stealing. What makes him so good at kill stealing is in a fight between you and a teammate to see who can take the kill first. Usually the person with the automatic weapon will win. And the Scrapmaker is the most beastly automatic weapon in the game and has a lot of damage to boot. And here I get the 5th kill streak. The ability jammer, I think it's called the ability jammer. Well, it's a jammer of some sort that jams abilities. And so here I jam it in. And now my opponents can't use any of their L2 or R2 abilities, at least until they respawn, or I don't know if there's a time limit, or I don't know how it works, whatever. It's for a brief period. And yeah, so here you see I have hover equipped, but I don't use it for the whole match because this is a really old game and I do a lot of stupid stuff and screw up quite a bit. And I can't really account for what was going through my head at the time, but I just wanted to put up this gameplay anyway, so I thought it wasn't that bad. And here, my big mistake was I had 6 kills, just needed 1 more to get the 7th kill. And what am I doing? I'm in the middle of the map. Yeah, you should probably stay out of the middle of the map, because it's bad to be there. You're wide open. How this map in particular works is, the spawns are very simple. There's one spawn on one side, one spawn on the other side. When you come out of your spawn, you come into this little clearing, and between the 2 clearings, there's one huge open spot in the middle of the map. What you want to do is you want to sort of stay hanging out in your team spawn, and you want to kind of wait for people to come out in the middle so you can pick them off. And you yourself should avoid the middle of the map. I almost died earlier because of it. And here, I don't know, for some reason I think I'm Clint Eastwood. I think I could take on 5 soldiers all at once, and I get hammered down. What I should have done was Whirlwind into them, because Whirlwind is the fist of Chuck Norris, and I could have easily taken out at least 3 guys with it. Well, you know, at least 1, though my guess would have been 3, but this is all hypothetical, of course. And I don't want to get into hypothetical, that sort of sense of thinking. And here I used hover by accident. I guess I was lying when I said I wouldn't use it this match, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I don't know. I don't really like hover that much. Hover's kind of cool, but you know, ammo beacon also gives you a damage bonus, and at the same time, it gives you ammo as well, and also doesn't make you sort of float awkwardly in the middle of the air. Honestly, whenever I use hover, I just feel like somebody with like a little floaty in a pool, just sort of wading along. And here this guy completely owns me because I tried to ram him over with my tank form, and I pull out the Thor's hammer, the whirlwind, and look at that. It's just so easy to kill someone. As I said, if I'd used it before, I could easily picked up like a ton of kills, and it would have maybe made for, I don't know, a really cool video, but you know me, I choke on the multi-kills. So now, what was I talking about before? Oh yeah, I was talking about the weapons. I went over to Neuron Assault Rifle, Scrapmaker. What are the two other ones that no one uses? Oh yeah, EMP Shotgun. That's the, I call it the double barrel because it's got 2 hits. It's definitely a good weapon, and the only weakness of it, of course, as I said before, is the reload time in between is kind of lame. But the fact that you're the soldier and you can take a lot of hits gives you a lot of time to reload it. Also, because you're a soldier and you can take a lot of hits, that gives you enough time to point your gun upwards and try to aim for a headshot. A lot of the time when I'm a scientist, I'm using the EMP shotgun. I find myself trying to aim upwards for that headshot, but I don't really get a lot of time to make that kind of decision on whether or not to use a headshot because of the fact that I've only got 3 health and they'll probably kill me first. But you know, the soldier kind of fixes that problem with his enormous hide that he has. And anyways, I don't really use EMP shotgun myself. What my secondary is most of the time is the rocket launcher. Which I honestly, well, I never use it, but it's decently powerful. It's not a bad thing to switch to when you run out of ammo. And the real main point that I use it for is it's got a vehicle lock-on. So if an enemy of mine is just insisting that he's gonna fight me in his tank or truck form, I can lock on to him. If there's a scout who's trying to escape me with his superior speed in car form, I can lock on to him. And of course, the best use for the rocket launcher, scientists in jet form. That was, I don't know, that was my original idea, but usually when I see a scientist in jet form, I'll just use the Scrapmaker. I mean, you can mow down a jet form with Scrapmaker in about roughly 2 seconds. What you're about to see here is me and this guy decide to play catch with a flat grenade. He catches it with his face. I think usually the flat grenade would have bounced off of him or something, but he hits it midair with his hammer, blows up in his face. And I have no idea what this guy's doing here. He's taking a leak on this Energon cube. I don't know. Maybe he just got tired of me killing him, so he thought, you know what? If he's going to damage me anyways, I might as well stand here next to this health pickup, so once I take damage, I'll be able to heal myself right away, you know. And it's always good to anticipate the inevitable, but at the same time, you got to be a little more confident about yourself, guys. You know, you got the touch, you got the power, all that good stuff. And here, I most certainly do not have the touch. I needed just one more kill for my 7th kill streak, so I look around for my teammates. As I might have said before, you got to stick with your teammates. It's imperative that you are with you at least try to stick with at least one teammate, you know, travel around in groups, use the buddy system, because teammates are great for kill stealing off of. Usually the guy with the automatic weapon in a kill stealing war is going to steal the kill. That, of course, would be you in this situation because you have the Scrapmaker, which is the most beastly automatic weapon in the game. And, of course, teammates make great decoys slash punching bags or bait for your teammates. I mean, sorry, for your enemies. And so what happened was I saw my entire team was in the enemy spawn. I don't know why they decided to push up that far. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it must be safe on this side of the map. Wrong. As soon as I got through the middle, which I just finished explaining, never, ever, ever go in the middle, ever, unless you're like invisible scout or something. Just going in the middle is suicide. As you saw, a tank dropped on me from one side, soldier dropped on me from the other side, and I got EMP grenaded, and died instantly here. This guy, what he was doing was he started firing up his scrap maker first. I don't know if he was pre-firing before he went around the corner, but he managed to get it off first, and he won thanks to that. I forgot to show the score in this game, but I'm pretty sure it's about 16-4. So anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate and comment. And episode 4 coming as soon tomorrow. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching.